most jobs are vehicles and not destinations. And so what we're looking at now is, how does the job that I have today get me to how I want to work and where I want to work long term?
Hey everyone, this is The Reset. I'm your host, Letitia Barriola. We are here to help you reframe and rethink the way you view and do your career. And I have a really special guest with me today, Andrew McCaskill, Senior Director of Global Communications and career expert, all for LinkedIn. Welcome, Andrew.
Hey, thank you for having me today.
Listen, I'm glad to have you because you have some good news. I mean, if you're watching the news, if you're reading the headlines, and you're paying attention, really, you're seeing the layoffs happen, especially in the tech world. And that's discouraging. If you got a job, if you were laid off, any way around it, it can be a little scary. But you have some good news, and it comes in form of a survey. Can you tell us what this survey says that's good for us?
Yeah, sure. So there's a lot of good news. Part of it was a survey where we're talking to American workers, and the second part of it is our jobs on the rise, right? And so what we found is that now's the time to read the markets and not just the headlines. And I think that that's really important, particularly for people of color. While we've seen this influx of headlines around layoffs in the tech industry, keep in mind the tech industry is not the workforce. It accounts for a really small aspect of the workforce. And for job seekers who are still uncertain, it's really important to know that there's still jobs out there. In the US right now, there's nearly one job opening on LinkedIn for every job seeker. So there's some good opportunities out there. We're still looking at historic generationally low unemployment. And so what that says is that, yeah, there's some headlines out there that are troubling, and a lot of us are feeling a little uncertain because there's uncertainty in the market. But if you're looking for a job right now, there's still a lot of opportunity out there, and that's good news.
It is good news. And part of, too, what you're sharing in this survey is that 93% of Black and Latino workers have high levels of confidence despite what's going on. So it's like, do we intuitively know this? Like, what do you think is behind us having confidence out in the job force?
What I think that people of color are saying, hey, we're built for this. We have been through hell in the last 3 years, right? And we've come out on the other side of it. And so we have also seen that a lot of people of color in particular have been doing what we call career cushioning. And that career cushioning is they've been, over the course of the pandemic, they've been working on their networks, reaching out to people that they used to work with or they currently work with, people from church, their sorority sisters, their frat brothers. They're saying, yo, what are you seeing right now? How are they treating you over at your company? What is it that you actually do? We're having much more candid conversations around what we're looking for with work. And investing in your network is an incredible way to start to be able to career cushion, right? So what we saw is a large percent of African Americans in particular said they feel like that their network will help them and be critical in helping them get a new job if they do get laid off. We've also seen over the course of the past 3 years is that people have really invested in their skills. I mean, Destiny's Child said bills, bills, bills. I say skills, 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 right? Because we see that more than 40% of recruiters are using skills searches to find talent for new roles. And so a lot of people of color in particular, particularly Black women as well, based on our survey, said that they have been doing certifications, getting new skills, acquiring new skills, and really thinking about their skills very differently as it relates to how do I want to work long term. We are no longer talking about job security. And that's big. That's totally different. We're now looking at career resilience. It's not about the job that's in front of you right now, or even the job that you're doing today. Most jobs are vehicles and not destinations. And so what we're looking at now is, how does the job that I have today get me to how I want to work and where I want to work long term?
You know, I was thinking about my circle of friends and people that I know, and you really are describing them. They are resilient. They have plan B and C. They have a long-term goal in mind, like this job ain't it, right? They're going places, and they have mentors, and they belong to professional communities. They, you know what I mean? So like, it's true when I look around in my own world at my girls and my professional women who are doing great things, I don't worry about them, right? And it looks like they're not too worried about themselves either, according to this survey. So that's really encouraging that we know we can withstand and endure anything, really, right?
Absolutely. Listen, we are built for this, right? And I think that that's really, really important is that we're built for plan Bs, right? And so we've had to do that to be really resilient. And I think it's showing up in how we're looking at work now. Many of us had career awakenings during the pandemic. We really took stock to say, what's important to me, right? And what do I need from work? And what's important for me, not for my image, right? All of those things have come out. 55% of Black professionals say that they have the network, community, and resources to find a new job if they get laid off. And that resilience, that's where the confidence is coming from. Yeah. And, pro tip, you're going to need confidence when you're out looking for a new role or an opportunity. And it's not that confidence isn't just about getting a new job. That's about saying, okay, I'm reading these headlines about layoffs and about recession, but I'm still going to ask for that promotion. I'm still going to ask for that raise. There's no time like the present to invest and bet on yourself. And I think that we're seeing a lot more of that happen right now, particularly with people from in the Black and Hispanic community.
Yes, yes. So we talk a lot about the confident and the, resourced and the people who have community and networks. I want to talk for a second about the people who are like, well, this is not me. I'm afraid for my job security. I have kids, I have a mortgage, and they maybe feel a little bit isolated where they are. So what's the advice you have for them to sort of be encouraged and maybe do some of that career cushioning that you mentioned?
Yeah, listen, I think that we're also really realistic. My mom used to say this all the time, is that when America gets a cold, Black folks get the flu, right? And so I think that we are that confidence that we're seeing is not people living in a vacuum. There are a lot of us who are thinking, hey, I do have responsibilities. I've got to start thinking about this. And maybe they haven't done some of the cushioning, but it's never too late to start. The first things I would say is learn the skills that are most in demand for the job you want. Look at the job descriptions for the jobs that you're interested in and start looking at the skills that are listed there and how people talk about that work. Start to mirror that language in your own LinkedIn profile as well as in your resume. That's really helpful. Again, recruiters are searching for skills to find talent. So start to do that, right? It's a little bit of a research thing, but that investment will pay off big dividends later. I would say the other thing is update your LinkedIn profile. Get one if you don't have one, because do not sleep on LinkedIn. It's a free tool, and every 8 seconds, somebody gets a job on LinkedIn. Think about it like this. If you have a Twitter, or if you have a Facebook, or if you have an Instagram, think about the amount of time that you spend curating how you come off and how you look and how you sound and what you talk about in those spaces. Yeah. African Americans make up 14% of the US population, but we make up 28% of active conversations on Twitter. Imagine if we over-indexed on a platform that was built for economic opportunity, where people are getting jobs every 8 seconds, right? Yes. Invest in your professional profile just as much as you invest in your personal profile. You would be surprised at how many opportunities flow your way. Right?
Andrew, this is so good. Listen, I'm a big believer in LinkedIn, right? Like, especially when I became an entrepreneur. I'm on LinkedIn every day, and I tell people about it all the time, about the conversations I'm seeing, the connections I'm making. And I just don't think it's still kind of a secret almost amongst our people of color. I don't know the actual numbers, but in my world, I'm just like, you're not on LinkedIn every day. Why not? So thank you for that.
Listen, you got to go where people are having conversation. If you want the bag, you go to where people are talking about the bag and where people are investing in getting to the bag, right? And keeping your network warm is really important. But you can't, we haven't been in a space where you're going to mixers and cocktail parties and after work events. A great way to do that, LinkedIn completely democratizes opportunity because we take geography off the table. I can have a ton of contacts in media in New York. I can have a ton of contacts in technology in San Francisco, right from my house in Atlanta, Georgia, right? And so you got to think about it like this. The vast majority of African Americans live in the South, right? And so think about remote work and remote work opportunities. You can be in Jacksonville, Florida, or Hattiesburg, Mississippi because of remote work now, and have a job in tech and not have to move to San Francisco, and have a job in media and not have to move to New York. And the way that you find those opportunities is you go where the opportunities are. And for most of us, I mean, there's 60 million companies that use LinkedIn to source talent. You should be thinking about LinkedIn, not just because if you're looking for a job, but if you're an entrepreneur, you need to let other people who are hiring entrepreneurs see where you are and turn your open for business sign on in the places where people are looking for talent and they're looking for skills. And it happens to be LinkedIn. I would say that if I didn't work for the company.
Yeah. I mean, I don't work for the company, and I see what's happening all the time. So I believe it. I'm for it. And listen, if you're listening and you're one of those people that don't feel as confident and have some insecurities, that was for you. Those are some actionable steps. LinkedIn is free. It takes 15 minutes to open up your profile, start your profile, and kind of get to know it. Take some time. But listen, Andrew, thank you so much for the good news. Back to the good news. Yes. Thank you for the good news. Our confidence is up. We are a resilient people. We know that.
We are.
And that applies to the workforce too. So thank you for that, Andrew.
Thank you.